Thank you for being here. My name is Jeff Wright. I'm proud to be the superintendent of the Sauk Prairie School District. I'm also really excited about the fact that we today begin a journey that's going to revolutionize the way that we prepare students in our community for important jobs in advanced manufacturing, agriculture, and medical careers because of the significant investment being announced today by the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. I also want to, before I turn the microphone over, I want to thank the many partners who are co-signers in this grant. And I believe that really the key reason why we received this grant, because of the proven partnerships that we have already in Sauk Prairie that we were able to share with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. And these partners include the Sauk Prairie Area Chamber of Commerce, United Cooperative, McFarland Manufacturing, American Made Machining, the Sauk Prairie Healthcare, Prime Components, Milwaukee Valve, and Maplewood Sauk Prairie. Thank you to those partners for signing on to this grant, for your confidence that what we're doing with our students is working, and also a confidence that if we had the right investment, we could do even more in the future. So it's my job as MC just to make sure that we keep everything moving and get to introduce people. And one of our first special guests that I get to introduce today is Sam Rickers. Sam is the Deputy Secretary and Chief Operating Officer of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. He is here on behalf of the Secretary, Missy Hughes, and on behalf of our Governor, Tony Evers, with this important announcement about investment in workforce innovation here in Sauk Prairie. Please welcome Deputy Secretary Sam Rickers.
Thank you, Superintendent Wright. It is such a pleasure to be with all of you today. The marching band, first time ever for me to be at any event other than maybe a Badger football game of late with a marching band. It is my pleasure to announce today on behalf of Governor Evers the very successful Workforce Innovation Grant of Sauk Prairie School District and its partners, and an award of up to $2.44 million for this district. Now, this is hard for me as a person who's hailed and born and raised in Stoughton, Wisconsin, to hear the Sauk Prairie Eagles fight song, to be rooting for Sauk Prairie. Normally this would be hard, but today it's not hard at all. I am so thrilled. I want to give a little bit of background on this program. Just as we were coming out of the worst of the pandemic, what WEDC and the governor heard across the state from Wisconsin businesses were that they weren't finding the workers they needed. But more importantly, the workers that they were finding, they didn't have the skills that our employers needed. And so we took that lesson and those messages from businesses with the direction from the governor. And the direction was this. First, we knew that workforce challenges in Sauk City, in Prairie du Sauk, they're very different than they are in Green Bay. And the challenges in Superior, Wisconsin, they're not the same as Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Wausau, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, very different labor markets. And we also know that the solutions to very different workforce challenges need to be tailored to those regions. So in Wisconsin, we have a tradition not to look to Madison for our best and brightest ideas, but to put that challenge out to communities all across our state with the charge of you define your greatest workforce challenge. And not only that, because that's a little easier, then take that challenge and devise a workable solution, a strategy that actually tackles that. And finally, the last charge that was given to us was make sure that the partners that came together were unified, that it wasn't a school district working in a silo on the kind of challenges that its workforce and its employers had, that school district and that lead was actually engaged with, talking with, partners with our employers of the area. And so now going to this successful grant application, that's exactly what Sauk Prairie School District did with its partners. It came together, it identified a real challenge. It saw that the skills and equipment at this amazing institution weren't aligned with the abilities and skills needed for the area employers. It then said, we can do something about that. And it devised that solution. And it did so in partnership with businesses, with its community. And so today, Sauk Prairie School District is the envy of many school districts across our state. And so with that, I really want to give all of you, Superintendent Wright, your team, the businesses and the community, just a massive congratulations. We look forward to serving as your partner and your champion for the years to come, and hope that this is a model and that we can show across the state. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks to Sam, to Secretary Hughes, and to the Governor for the support. Now to teach us a little bit more about the grant program is the principal here at Sauk Prairie High School, Mr. Chad Harnish.
Hi, everybody. We've developed partnerships with local leaders in these industries of advanced manufacturing, agri-science, and healthcare, and we've developed those partnerships over many years. As we consider this opportunity for the grant, we collectively determined that our schools were the best option for being the agent to bring it all together. And that's because this year we have 35 youth apprenticeships in 27 work sites. That commitment to work-based learning, that commitment to skill development, the work of our staff to make that happen, and then the work of our partners to welcome those students into their classrooms and work on their job skill training, that's what we are building on to make this next step happen. So those existing partnerships made it possible for us to rapidly formulate a plan to scale up our innovation efforts. These funds will allow us to do an innovative remodel of our advanced manufacturing lab, build a new modern horticultural facility. We'll be able to add new state-of-the-art equipment for health sciences and advanced manufacturing labs, and we'll be able to serve as a provider of high-demand training in job-ready skills for our students. And then lastly, and the thing I'm most excited about, which will be new for us, which will be to serve as a training site for our business partners and their employees. We look forward to what all that looks like as we build over the next few years, and I'm excited to see how that all comes to fruition. It's going to be a great journey. Thank you.
I'm not going to let Chad walk away completely because I'm going to ask him a question that I love to ask him because I already know the answer. So CESA 5 is the cooperative agency that we work under as a school district. It's all the school districts between Sauk Prairie and Stevens Point, so Wisconsin Rapids, Baraboo, and others. So Chad, which district has the most students in apprenticeships right now out of CESA 5 school districts?
That would be Sauk Prairie.
Yeah. I knew the answer to that one. So as Chad mentioned, we have a lot of those partners here today that helped us with this grant. Two of the people who immediately came to the table with us to make sure that we had the right letters of support are Tawana German from the Chamber of Commerce and Todd Lisansky from McFarland Manufacturing. So I'm going to first introduce Tawana German from the Sauk Prairie Area Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. I'm going to try to do this without my reading glasses, but first let us say, what a glorious day in Wisconsin. And for any members of the Kramer team or other contractors that are here, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for taking Sauk Prairie's vision for a new high school and building such a beautiful facility to be able to host things. So kudos to you all for this incredible project. As Jeff said, I'm Tawana German. I'm the Executive Director with the Sauk Prairie Area Chamber of Commerce, and I have had the opportunity in my role to work with the school district for the last 12 years here. We know that today's student is tomorrow's worker, and as a district and business community, we must work collaboratively to have success and ensure students' readiness for the workforce. We have developed curriculum that works with juniors and seniors on the job search, ensuring a positive impression on social media and their resume writing, but also how to interview and land that position. And even more, once you have a position, how to have sometimes those challenging conversations in the workplace to present yourself in a professional manner. We have worked with this district on our Youth Apprentice program, onboarding new businesses to participate and offer year-round opportunities for students to job shadow and better understand industry needs. In addition, we've spent a great deal of time working with guest speakers from our business community to answer the questions that these students need to better understand before making such life decisions about career options. Today, we celebrate the state of Wisconsin and the district being a recipient of the Workforce Innovation Grant. With well over 100 applicants, I was thrilled to learn that Sauk Prairie School District was one of the recipients, but more importantly, the only school district to receive this grant award. Governor Evers, Secretary Hughes, Secretary Paycheck, and staff, thank you for investing in workforce needs and thinking creatively about how to bring those resources to local community. You've made the process very streamlined. I've had the opportunity in my role to work with many departments within the state throughout this pandemic. Their staff have been on the ground, they've been responsive, they've been creative, and they've been receptive to feedback when things are sometimes a little harder than they need to be, or working with us on suggestions on how to get those dollars to the business community. So I know there's many staff here. On behalf of people that do the work that I do every day, thank you, thank you, thank you to the state of Wisconsin for believing in us. This investment will allow Sauk Prairie students to gain valuable hands-on knowledge and prepare them to leave the classroom and enter the workforce, should that be their desire. For Sauk Prairie, our work on workforce development, this grant will allow us to complete our vision by bringing modern training equipment into the classroom and closing the skill gap. When asked to support this grant, the Sauk Prairie Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and staff could not think of a better partnership. This will allow our advanced manufacturers, agricultural science employers, and healthcare providers to fill the jobs that are desperately needed, but also be ready to expand their business. On behalf of all of our business owners here in Sauk Prairie, our school district and administration, and teaching staff, thank you, Wisconsin, for workforce development being a priority and working with local municipalities to find solutions. Sauk Prairie is grateful the trust that you have put in us and the work we're about to begin. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I want to first thank everyone, thank Jeff for the opportunity to be here today to represent McFarland Manufacturing and the manufacturing sector at large. And again, thanks to Jeff and his team for having the vision to ID this grant opportunity, and for Jeff's consistent recognition of the need and the value for collaboration and partnerships with business in the community. And of course, to Governor Evers and the WEDC for creating this opportunity in the first place. The manufacturing sector creates enormous economic impact for Sauk Prairie businesses every day. And they do this by way of the convenience, healthcare, lodging, restaurant, and so many other services that are used each and every day for the business activities, for the team members that are coming and going to our businesses each day. Manufacturing companies, along with these business sectors, are challenged, have been challenged when considering the significant need not only to grow but also to sustain our current talent pool and garnering the interest of young adults to come to those businesses when they're completing their education. The last 2 years have really generated significant awareness, publicity around the employment needs across all of these businesses. That said, the attraction of talent has really been a growing challenge in the manufacturing sector for decades. You could add trades, you could add other folks to that list. So in parallel, the promotion of manufacturing careers and the provision of the necessary resource and tools to our schools has really been either stagnant, it's been cut back, even removed in some education environments. And meanwhile, the environment, the technology that's utilized in manufacturing, the related career opportunities that we provide have really leapfrogged the dirty, dingy past perceptions that sometimes people have of a manufacturing environment. We are really excited how these improvements are going to contribute to better preparation of young adults for the workplace. at McFarland Manufacturing, we've really been blessed. We've had 20 youth apprentices, most of them starting as a junior in high school that come to work for us in various occupations over the last 4 to 5 years. Benbonneville, who's going to be speaking next, was the first of those 20, graduated in 2017. And we currently have 8 on our team and interviewing another 1.5 hours. So we're excited about that. And they're learning and contributing every day. They bring a new perspective to the rest of our team. They're not just students that are given this side job. They are truly team members that are coming in and helping us learn and grow together. It will be through that community-wide collaboration and partnering that Jeff initiated this with. We're talking businesses, schools, chamber, community at large, that we address these needs. And this is really just one component of it. This is an exciting, awesome responsibility for each and every one of us to embrace. It's going to take extraordinary effort and teamwork as we move forward together. Collectively, this funding is a catalyst, and it's really just one piece of the puzzle to help create a best-in-class foundation for our kids, for our local business, and for the community at large. Jeff asked us for our support on this grant opportunity, and I'll say this, that we're committed to giving him that support moving forward as we work together. Thank you.
I thank Todd and Tawana for their support and for representing all of the partners that joined us in this grant effort over the past few months. Todd quickly mentioned our last speaker in his comments. Benbonneville was from the class of 2017, as you heard, a first apprentice at McFarland's, kind of setting the course for many to follow. Ben is now the owner of BTB Machine here in town. Proud to have a symbol of the present and future for Sauk Prairie and the work that we're doing, Benbonneville, to finish this up. Thanks, Ben.
Hi, everyone. So I guess you know my name now. So I did graduate in 2017, and I was in the youth apprenticeship program for 2 full years, and I was kind of one of their first. I did work for McFarland Manufacturing, and I was their first youth apprenticeship. And when I was there, I learned so much about so many different aspects of the engineering and manufacturing field of employment. I'm sorry. So I learned about engineering, welding, metalworking, machine operation, and so much more. All of those experiences really set me up for success. I used what I learned from my experience during the youth apprenticeship to start my own business, as you heard, BTB Machine, and I'm now creating parts and components for the food industry as well as the railway industry. So it's been such a blessing to have had this experience. I believe that if we can take even just a little bit of all those experiences I had while I was working in the field and bring them to the students, we will set them up for success. Thank you.
So thanks again for joining us for this celebration of a $2.4 million grant from the state of Wisconsin. We thank you for your continued support of the Sauk Prairie School District. We do have some cookies and punch on the way out, but spend some time mingling. If anybody has any questions, we'll be around to answer those questions. Again, thank you for your support of the Sauk Prairie School District. Go Eagles. Thanks.